let's go. Let's take a look at the math, right? So we have to do 10,000 and we have to take 10,000 and times it by 8, because for every $1 trillion being moved, SHX has to be $10,000. So if SHX is going to move $8 trillion, we will times it by 8. Now, when you take 10,000 and you times that by 8, you get 80,000 as your answer. So that will be $80,000 per SHX. I have said before that the financial life cycle is built on 100-year cycles. However, I did pick up on something a government official said, which basically based on viewing they view the financial system in 10-year windows, basically, right? I'm sorry if I confused you, but, the government official basically said, they base they look at a 10-year window, but it's really 100 years, right? But they just, divide it up by 10, which will give you, every 10-year window. So let's take $80,000 per SHX and times that by 10, which 10 represents 10 years, okay? So don't want to confuse anybody? Right, okay. The answer you will get when you take $80,000 and you times that by 10, the answer you get is $800,000 per SHX. That's how much SHX has to be to move $8 trillion a year for 10 years, right? So you're moving $8 trillion every year for 10 years, not $8 trillion for the whole entire 10 years. Each and every year, they're going to be moving $8 trillion, right? So the coin is going to need to be $800,000, which when you think about it and understand the math, it makes total sense. To see how much SHX will be, to see how much SHX will be used every year to move the $8 trillion, you would have to take 8 trillion and divide that by 800,000. And the answer for that is 10 million. So the SHX network will be using 10 million SHX per year to move $8 trillion a year for each SHX being priced at $800,000 per SHX. If you were to take 10 million and times that by 10 again, right? So when you take that 10, you're timesing it by the 10 years, you will get 100 million. So in 10 years, SHX will use 100 million SHX to move $8 trillion a year for 10 years. Now, I hope you understood that. And I hope, because it makes total sense. I'm lost for words because I don't understand why some people can't get it, right?